Avengement is a Scott Adkins gangster crime thriller movie directed by Jesse V. Johnson. It was my first movie of theirs that I enjoyed. I watched the movie Triple Tap and I was not impressed. There's too many people in Triple Tap and not enough story. This movie is the exact opposite. This movie tells the story of Kane. He is a hardened, badass, scarred criminal who's on furlough to see his dying mother. He escapes from the hospital, seeking revenge on the people that put him in prison. And through a series of flashbacks, we find out why he went to prison, why he stayed there, how he became a hardened killer inside the prison, and why he wants his revenge. So this movie really surprised me. With the title of Avengement, you'd think it'd just be like a generic, revenge action movie, with a lot of martial arts. This movie's different. This movie's more of a gangster crime thriller movie. Our main character, Kane, basically takes hostage a bunch of his brother's men. His brother's the one who put him in prison. And then, they don't know what's going on, so he tells them through flashback, and then the audience gets to learn, his journey of becoming a fighter, a bigger fighter in prison, all the trials he's gone through, all the twists that have happened, and what has led them to this final moment. And ultimately, Avengement has some great martial arts sequences, but that sort of it's on the back burner, and it enhances the movie because it's not too focused on being a martial arts movie. It's more focused on being a good story. We get when you boil this movie down to its core, it's a story about brotherhood and like a fractured, dysfunctional family, and how people make mistakes, and can you forgive those mistakes? And it's a very human story. It just happens to be a brutal thriller as well. But the movie doesn't try to action it up or try to be more than what it is. It's a crime thriller film with some martial arts elements, a really unhinged, amazing Scott Adkins. I've never seen him, act this way before. Usually when I see him in movies, he's trying to play an American, so he's trying to hide his accent, or he's playing like a stoic military type. But in this movie, he gets to yell, scream, do all sorts of emoting, and it's really interesting to see finally an unhinged Scott Adkins performance. He gets to use his accent. He gets to play up the role. And this movie is a gangster movie, but it's also an action movie. And every time there's a flashback, it doesn't bog down the storyline, it enhances it, because every time we get a flashback, it adds a new layer of meaning or a new development, a new twist, and the movie just sort of keeps building up to the climax, and it just keeps going until the explosive finale. So Avengement is a very strong film because it has really good acting, a good story, characterization, direction. It's all around a very balanced action film. So Avengement, I give it a 7.5 out of 10.